Okay, guys, watch here. My partner has his hands on my body here. It's very important. I circle my hands and I pull him with my knees. See, I pull him with my knees. I want his weight to be on his hands. I want his hands on the floor. If he puts his hands on the floor, I can start attacking him. I pull with my legs, I circle, I pummel, and now I shrimp. When you're on the bottom, you always want to get up to one hip. Whenever you're on the bottom, you want one hip on the mat. I'm one hip on the mat. I'm going to bring one knee in front of his chest and one knee behind his back, just like so. My right knee is pulling towards my body. I'm scissoring with my legs. My left knee is pushing away. Okay? If my partner tries to move back, my right knee is stopping him from moving back. If he tries to move forward, he cannot move forward because of my left knee. The most important thing is I never let my knee collapse like so. Now if he puts his weight on my chest here, put your weight on my chest, go on your toes. I cannot triangle, I cannot omoplata, I can't do much here. It's very easy for me to lift my hips just a little bit. Now if he tries to come forward, he can't. If he tries to go backwards, he can't. I'm pulling my knee forward towards my chest. Guys, my hands are behind his head. Okay, I have one hand behind his head and one hand on his wrist. My hands go here. Okay, I don't want you guys to overhook. If you overhook, that's only if you have a gi. Without the gi, it doesn't make sense to overhook. I have one knee pulling in, one knee pushing out. I'm pulling on his head. If he tries to come forward, guys, I just bridge on my hips. I take my hips off the ground. He cannot move forward. And now I grab his wrist. I like to put my heel and knee together. Look how I connect my heel and knee together. I'm still pulling this knee in tight, but my heel is digging into his trap, locking him in. From here, I'm going to take two hands. I'm going to push his head behind my knee, just like so. I'm going to push his head away and bring my knee inside. Now, if he tries to put all his weight on me, it's useless. It's very easy now for me to deflect his weight because I have two knee shields. From here, I'm closing my triangle. When I close my triangle, I want to bury my foot under his arm, like so. I don't want to put my foot under his chin if I can avoid it. Okay, this is okay too, but it's better to go under the arm. If you go under the arm, it's a lot better. Look how I start to shrimp, shrimp, shrimp. And now because I have my butterfly hook behind his tricep, I'm crushing his arm to the mat. I'm staying perpendicular, of course. Okay, I don't want to go immediately to here. If I go immediately to here, he's going to posture. Look, when he postures, now I start losing control. When I'm perpendicular, if my partner tries to posture as hard as you can, posture. He can't. It doesn't matter if he's bigger and stronger, it doesn't matter. I stay perpendicular. I pummel my foot behind his tricep. I post my hands on the mat, and I just extend my legs. Okay, try to get up. He's stuck. Okay? Now, when I'm ready, I'm going to go connect my hip to his hip. You can see that my head is higher than his head. That's great. Now I got to get my hips higher than his hips. When I'm ready, guys, I start to drag backwards. Look how I drag. I crush his position. I've dominated the upper body. Now it's time to go dominate the lower body. When I go dominate the lower body, I shoot my hand over his waist as I post. Look, I shoot like so. Okay? And I quickly get my feet to the side, tucked. You can see his wrist is between his ribs and my ribs. I need his arm like so. Okay? If he straightens his arm, I'm going to find myself in trouble. I want to keep the pressure to make sure his arm is bent between his ribs and my ribs. Now I lift my hips up. Once I lift my hips up, my head is now higher and my hips now are pretty equal to his. I lock an S grip around his shoulder, just like so. Now I have a very strong position. I can bridge my hips to try to put his wrist behind his neck. I'm trying to break his shoulder here. As I put pressure, my partner is going to roll. Okay? When he rolls, I'm going to backstep. Okay? When I backstep like so, I'm sitting on his arm. I have one leg extended. Let's rotate a little bit. Rotate. I have his shoulder trapped under my weight. I'm pulling up on his elbow. If he tries to turn hard to his left, can't do it. Okay? If he tries to put me in his guard, put me in your guard, still got to block the knee. This is really important, okay? Because if you let him put you inside his guard, you can get swept here, okay? You get thrown to the bottom. I cannot allow his legs to go around my guard. As I'm operating here and he tries to throw his legs, I just block his knee. If I block his knee, he won't be able to put his guard on. From here, guys, I'm backstepping. I'm backstepping and I'm locking his upper body between my legs. I'm lifting. I'm getting the blade of my foot to the ground, see? I'm getting the blade of my foot to the ground. I'm switching my triangle around and I'm locking that triangle. Again here, if he tries to put his legs around my body, I block either knee. I'm constantly blocking either knee. When you're in this position here, your partner might try to turn to his knees. All I got to do is lift his elbow. His elbow's trapped. He's going to try to throw his legs around me. We block, see? Look how I blocked his right knee with my elbow this time. I backstep. When I backstep, I start to pull. Look how I'm on the blade of my foot. I pull, I pull, I pull. I switch my feet around. I'm pulling on the back of the head, and now I'm shooting my triangle. I'm locking my triangle. Okay? Guys, once the triangle is locked, You can roll back to the bottom. You can. It's easier to finish from the bottom. If you feel it's totally on, totally secure, you've buried the shoulder under your hamstring, you can start to pull and choke. You could also finish the triangle on top. Okay, I don't want to get too much into the triangle because there's so many steps on getting there. Pick up the head, close the triangle nice and tight, and if you feel confident to roll in because you have the submission locked in, go for it. If not, stay on top and finish from the top. Okay, let's go. Ready?